very sorry for my my actions that I did. I did 6 years in the penitentiary back in 2021, and from 2015 to 2021. It it definitely did turn my life around. But while I was in there, my mother, my father, my grandma, my grandpa, and my brother all passed away on me at that time when I got released. I was doing great, and it came around Christmas time. I was going through postpartum depression, and I chose to make a very, very bad choice. I haven't used alcohol since that day, nor prior to that day. And I am truly just so sorry for this. This has made a mistake. It's hurting me. It's hurting my aunt that, she's diabetic, who's now going to have to try and take care of my son while I do this. And I'm truly, truly, truly sorry. I'm willing to jump hoops to do what I got to do to make this right.
She not allowed. Now we can get something done. Court calls the case, People versus Nicholas Chalmers.
First assistant public defender, Mr. Chalmers. Mr. Chalmers, please state your name for the record.
Nicholas Chalmers.
Hands out your pocket. Thank you, Judge. It looks like according to the docket, Mr. Chalmers owes $1,160.
Yes.
That he was released from jail about a month ago. He was under the impression that that might have been waived. I told him we could check with Your Honor, but if it was not waived, he would have to pay it. And he says he's just getting back on his feet after being released from jail. He'll need some time to get a job, and then he'll be able to get paying on that, Your Honor.
So he thought it was waived?
He did. Is that correct, Mr. Chalmers?
Yes, I thought when you sentenced me to the 90 days in Washington County Jail, that you waived my probation fees.
No.
That time.
So what I ordered, so we're clear, when I sentenced you to the time, said we waive remaining terms except financial obligations.
Except financials.
Charge you for probation. No, it's all right.
So he'll need some time, Judge.
Also, we all want to hear what we want to hear.
We do. We do. He was hoping you waived all terms and financial.
I probably looking at you like, hey, attorney, do something. That's what.
No, that's the case.
All right. Just getting back on your feet.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Are you working already?
I'm trying to find a job as an officer.
Okay, now. All right. Let's do this. Give me 3 months out. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjourn this to July 8th, 2026, 9 a.m. or as your invite indicates. Let you do that. See if we can get you self-employed, do that, and come back and see if we can get a plan.
Thank
All
you.
right.
What?
Everything else going okay for you?
Yes, it is.
All right. You learned something from all this?
Yes, I did.
What'd you learn?
That jail is not a place I want to be.
That's right. You had just done what I said in the first place. I wouldn't have had to do that, right?
Correct. Yes.
All right. Take care.
Good to you.
Thank you. I appreciate
All right. Thank you, Judge.
Mhm. Court calls the case, People versus Cedric Marshall.
Ready, Judge Torshell Feaster, Assistant Public Defender, on behalf of Mr. Cedric Marshall.
Marshall?
Yes, I'm here.
All right.
Thank you, Judge. Looks like Mr. Marshall owes approximately $920. I don't have any information about.
Have you been making your $50 payments?
I thought it was intercepted by my taxes. It stated that the taxes had paid that off, along with another court. My state taxes was intercepted, it said, by 14A1.
When do you see it on the? Because he was back in December 22nd, told him he needed to pay $50 per month beginning January 15th to 26th.
Right. I paid the January, and I believe I paid the February, and then that's when the taxes got intercepted in February.
You see it?
No.
Marshall.
Marshall.
State taxes.
So I do see a February payment. I do see a March payment. And I do see disclosure information that 14 days is fine. 10.
Got it. Okay, so let's do this then. We'll have to see what they pay out. But
Okay.
I'm gonna adjourn this to that same July 8th, 2026 date, 9 a.m. All
Okay.
right,
All right.
and then we'll see exactly where we are. All right.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Thank you, sir. And by the way, so that the record's clear, he did comply with what was supposed to happen with what, 2 payments or 3,
$250.
$2 $50 payments. So he complied until the tax thing came through.
Yes.
So that the record.
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Okay.
Get ready. What do you got? What you gonna do with one shit? I got one, if you. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
All my fault.
it is all your fault. Thank you for the knowledge. So what I have to. Yeah, sure. So.
Okay, you should probably know.
Yes, ma'am. So demanding. Court does call the case, People versus Debbie and Copeland.
Ready, Judge Torshio Feaster, first assistant holder, we have Mr. Copeland. Not appear to be present. For the record, I'm requesting adjournment, but I do not know why they're not present.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond will be set to about $3,500.
Thank you, Judge.
Well, hold on just a second. No, I want to set it at $10,000, 10%. That warrant will issue immediately. How many do we have? Yeah, only the first one. Court calls the case, People versus Daryl Frederick.
Torshio Feaster, assistant public defender, on behalf of Mr. Frederick.
Owed 9651, not here. Nothing. One bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond will be set to $5,000. So I'll give it 10. Just
Are you sorry? How much did you?
5,000. Excuse me.
All 4.
All 4. Lucky. Court does call the cases of People versus Brian Gerard, all 4 cases.
Torshio Feaster, assistant public defender, on behalf of Mr. Gerard.
On his matters. 82. About 1,000. 14. Seven. On all of his matters, bench warrants will, for defendant's failure to appear, bond is set in amount of $7,500, 10%. All those writs will issue immediately. Court calls case, People versus Donald Grandall.
Attorney Feaster, on behalf of Mr. Grandall. I do not see him present in the courtroom, Your Honor. If he's not on Zoom, I don't know why he's not present. We'll request an adjournment.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure. Bond will be set. Bond in this matter will be set in the amount of $10,000, 10%. Court calls case of the People versus Jeremy Huber.
Attorney Feaster, public defender, on behalf of Mr. Huber, does not appear to be present in the courtroom. If he's not on Zoom, I do not know why he isn't present. We'll request an adjournment, Your Honor.
Check this one. I don't. Oh, I see it. Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failures to appear. Bond will be set in the amount of 25,000, 10%. That writ will issue immediately.
Thank you, Judge.
Court calls case People versus Vincent Lambert.
Attorney Feaster, Assistant Public Defender, on behalf of Mr. Lambert. Not present in the courtroom, Your Honor. He's not on Zoom. I don't know why he's not present. That's an adjournment.
Bench warrant will issue. Bond set in the amount of $3,500. Warrant will issue immediately. Court does call the case People versus Saquanjala Middleton.
If that's mine, Attorney Feaster, Assistant Public Defender, on behalf of the defendant. No one's present in the courtroom, Your Honor. If he's not on Zoom. I don't know why he isn't present. For the record, we'll request an adjournment.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond is set in the amount of $20,000, 10% warranty. Court calls the case of the People versus Ladante Knowles.
Attorney Feaster, Assistant Public Defender, on behalf of Mr. Knowles. There's no one present in the courtroom. If he's not on Zoom, Your Honor, why he's not present, but for the record, I will request an adjournment.
Warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond set in the amount of $10,000. And warrant issue immediately. Court calls the case of the People versus Tremaine Pinder.
Attorney Feaster, Assistant Public Defender, on behalf of Mr. Pender. There's no one present in the courtroom, Your Honor. If he's not on Zoom. I don't know why he's not present. For the record, we'll request an adjournment.
Bench warrant will issue. Bond 10,000. 10% warrant issue immediately.
Thank you, Judge.
Court calls the case of People versus Bosie Lee Smith.
Attorney Feaster, Assistant Public Defender, on behalf of Smith. There's no one present in the courtroom, Your Honor. If he's not on Zoom, I don't know why he is not present. For the record, I will be requesting an adjournment.
Bench warrant will issue. Bond set in the amount of 5,000. 10% warrant issue immediately.
Thank you, Judge.
Court calls the case People versus Randall Stocker.
Attorney Feaster, Assistant Public Defender, on behalf of Mr. Stockard. There's no one present in the courtroom. If he's not on Zoom, I don't know why he's not present. For the record, I will be requesting an adjournment.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond will be set in the amount of $25,000, 10% privilege.
Thank
Will issue immediately.
Thank you, Judge.
All three. Court does call the case People versus Angelis Warren.
Attorney Feaster, Assistant Public Defender, on behalf of Ms. Warren. Your Honor, there's no one present here in the courtroom. If she is not on Zoom, I don't know why she is not present. The record, I will be requesting an adjournment, Your Honor.
Bench warrants will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Needs matters. Bond will be set. In the amount of 10% on each case.
Judge.
Thank you. That it for us? Everything for the day? Was not the first thing that came to mind. I appreciate Ozzy helping me with that. Maybe I'll work toward that. I just, from now on, I gotta look in the courtroom before I. That was a little, just seeing this side, that was a little painful. Dan walks up.
With them.
I know, I see you separated yourself out.
You are. Also, we'll remember that.
Wow. If it already hasn't, this could get ugly fast. Court does call the case, People versus Courtney Jones.
Morning, Your Honor. Chrissy still appearing on behalf of and with Courtney Jones. Courtney, state your name.
Courtney Jones.
Thank you.
Your Honor, today is the time and date set for sentencing. There's no factual additions or corrections we would make to the pre-sentence report. a few things if I could comment. We'd ask the court to adopt the recommendation in terms of the fines and costs. My client is prepared to pay full the restitution this morning, but she would ask if the court would be willing to give her 90 days to pay the fines and costs.
You know, I just want to make sure I heard you correctly. She can pay all of the restitution to.
All the restitution. The one thing we're going to ask you, and I know that the court's general policy is that they would prefer to have it paid in cash. She has a certified check or money order today that, or it's a certified
It's a cashier's check.
cashier's check. And she's asking, when she went to get the money out for the restitution to be able to pay it on today's date, they preferred that she do it as a cashier's check. So I'm asking the court if the court would.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have a problem with that. It all one,
Yes, Your Honor.
okay. That won't create an issue. They'll be able to take a lot.
76, yes, 76,376,3566.
And the only question I'm gonna have is, but it's 4 separate. Like, we can figure it out.
Yeah, they can figure
They
it
can,
out.
they can,
Yeah.
they can.
The cashier's check is only the restitution.
Correct.
Yes,
Oh, then it's not a problem.
good, right.
So Your Honor, if the court would, she was asking for a little bit of time on the fines and costs and probation oversight.
She's gonna pay 7,600. And he wants more time on the 5 and 8. Oh, that's Easter.
That is me. 100%.
I think we can work.
Okay.
So,
Thank you, Your Honor. She would appreciate it.
because, I'm more concerned generally about the restitution.
And we made that clear to her that coming today with that would be very important.
Okay.
Your Honor, in terms of what happened, she is very remorseful. She came in with the attitude when first meeting with me that she wanted to take care of this. She obviously ran into a problem with gambling that she's seeking treatment under. And so she's taking all the necessary steps. So it asked the court to follow the recommendation today.
Ma'am, is there anything you want to tell me before I impose sentence?
The only thing I'd like to say, Judge, is that I am super remorseful and I am very eager to remedy this and move on.
Sentence of the court, I'll place you on 12 months probation. I'm going to order $555 fines and costs, $300 probation oversight fees, $2,300 restitution to Shirley Morris payable to the court, $2,185.66 restitution to Daniel Sirota payable through the court, $1,600 restitution payable to Cheryl Dowson payable through the court, $750 restitution to Ned Schwartz payable through the court. The restitution, I will indicate that that's to be paid today. It may pay. Certified check. Okay. How much time would you need to pay the fines and costs?
Is it possible to have 90 days, Your Honor?
Helps.
Or whatever you allow.
It's funny.
Well,
Hey, that you got all the restitution in the system. Pay that balance by July 31st.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, there should be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or substance will be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You're to attend individual therapy with proof to probation. You're to complete 75 hours of communication or community service, with verification to probation. I'll order 365 days in jail. Credit 1, the balance is. Right.
thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay. You're welcome.
Court does call the case, People versus Paula Johnson. And here we go. I don't know. Sometimes I just,
Judge so why you do me this way?
oh, it
Everybody, you didn't do nobody like that but me, see?
isn't just you combination.
It's I know. I remember you called us what the dynamic duo or what something like that.
Well, might not have been that, but
But something of that line. But I say you don't remember that. He pleaded the fifth, okay, for me. Wow. Okay.
Okay. Dramatic.
How are you today, sir?
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Your Honor, Hugo J. McApeen with behalf of Ms. Johnson, please state your name for the record.
Paula Johnson.
Your Honor, we're here this morning for sentencing, and the probation department did provide me with a PSIR. I have reviewed that with my client, and we're asking the court to adopt the recommendation of the PSIR. My client says she's very remorseful over this, and will do whatever is necessary to comply with the court's orders, whichever they are.
Anything you want to tell me before I impose sentence?
No, sir. I just want to pay the restitution so I can put this behind me.
Sentence of the court. I'm going to try an 18 months prosecutor deferred sentence. You're to pay $505 fines and costs, $540 probation oversight fees, $1,039.41 arrest for Walmart payable through the court. How are you going to pay that?
We made a payment arrangement with my probation officer, Ms. Teresa. If that's okay with you.
Okay, I don't know what that.
Didn't we make, or we said we would do a payment arrangement?
Ask the judge.
Oh, that's what you said. Okay, I'd have to ask you. Could we do a payment?
Yeah, that's
I'm
fine.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, for a moment I forgot.
Ms. Teresa, I'm just getting you, I'm sorry. That is not what she said. Okay, but she, Your Honor,
Yes, ma'am.
is there any way you could see your way through to do that for me today?
What?
Let me pay restitution and go home.
I don't know what you're asking me for.
I don't know what I should ask you for. I'm trying to do the right thing. A payment plan.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Have anything today?
Yeah, I could pay $100 today. That help any?
Is that in cash?
No, I'm sorry. It's on a card.
I'll just indicate it's $100 today. And
Can I pay it off the card?
as arranged by probation. Okay, because the restitution has to be paid in cash. So
So should I?
yeah, you can pay the $100 today and then arrange a payment plan.
Okay, so I can't pay it off the card today, is what you?
Yes.
Okay, but the rest must be in cash.
The restitution has to be in cash.
Yes, sir.
$100 that you pay today will either be applied to fines and costs or.
Okay, yes, sir.
All right.
I could do that.
Be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You are to complete the Beyond Barriers program. No going to any Walmart in the state of Michigan. I'll set a review hearing that's to be held October 13, 2027, 9 a.m. I'll order 365 days in jail that is suspended. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much, Judge Simpson. Thank you.
Thank you.
Court calls case People versus Michael Gillespie. In Zoom. I'm sorry. Michael Gillespie.
Good morning,
I'm
Your
here.
Honor. Spencer Clayton appearing on behalf of Mr. Gillespie, P number 77302. Sir, state your name.
Michael Gillespie.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Judge, date and time set for sentencing on this matter. My client did not realize that he needed to reach out to probation. He is an over-the-road trucker. He has not been back to his house since. I see on the notice that it does indicate that he needs to reach out to probation.
Yes.
I'd ask the court to reset the matter, and I'll have him reach out, and we'll be in a better position, obviously, because we don't have a PSI today.
I will re-refer the defendant to probation for pre-sentence investigation and report. I will set an in-person hearing or an in-person appointment, sir, for you for your PSI. I'm going to set that for April 17th, 2026 at 1 p.m. That's in person down here at the courthouse to meet with probation. I will adjourn your
Judge-
sentence. Yes,
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
go ahead.
I'd
What were you gonna
indicate
say?
to the court, Judge, he's currently in New Mexico. I don't know what his work schedule
be a
looks
long-
like. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
would the court possibly consider allowing him to do that on Zoom?
And Teresa Claire on behalf of probation, Your Honor, I wasn't sure what information Mr. Gillespie was given. That's why I didn't recommend the re-referral fee. Yes, with my recommendation, if Mr. Gillespie follows through and fills out the PSI packet, I would not be opposed to giving him a chance to do that remotely.
So he needs to fill the packet.
Online PSI packet.
Yeah.
He can contact my office today, and speak with Elin and she can get him set up and get him information for him. So I can get the instructions emailed to him. So he should call my office today if that's what he was choosing to do.
Got that?
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
that.
Okay, call the probation office. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna order your appointment in person on the 17th. Or if you follow through with all of those instructions, then we'll waive your presence at that and they'll do it a different way. But that's up to probation, but you gotta follow through and call them. You understand?
Yes.
All right, I'll adjourn the sentencing to April 29th, 2026, 12 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Court calls case People versus Joseph Smith.
Morning, Your Honor. David Chan on behalf of Joseph Smith is coaching. State your name for the record.
Joseph K. Smith.
Your Honor, the time and date set for sentencing. We've reviewed the pre-sentence report. It is accurate. No additions, deletions, or corrections. I don't think I have ever disagreed with any recommendation made by Mr. Polari, and I'm not going to start today. She did a great job. So we think the recommendation is appropriate for the plea.
Sir, is there anything you want to say before I impose sentence?
No, sir.
All right. Sentence of the court, I'm going to place you on probation for a period of 12 months. You're to pay $555 fines and costs, $360 probation oversight fees. When can you pay that?
How much time do you need? It's about $800, $900.
30 days.
Okay, do you have anything today?
Was it the case that a credit card or debit card's not good here?
Oh, no, we'll take that. We'll,
Oh, so
Just
Then
for
yes.
restitution, have to
Yeah.
be cash.
okay, then yes, I could put 100 on it today.
okay. Say 100 today,
Yes.
then the balance by May 15th. Okay?
Okay.
There's to be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You're to complete outpatient substance abuse treatment, including all aftercare recommendations, and provide verification to probation. Attend a minimum of 3 AA meetings per week with monthly verification to probation. I will order 365 days in jail. Credit 3. The balance is suspended.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Let's stop by.
Court calls case People versus Glenn Carter.
Ready, Judge? Court shall fix the first assistant public defender on behalf of Mr. Glenn Carter, who is approaching the podium.
Your name, sir?
Your name, state your name.
Glenn Allen Carter Jr., sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. We have the probation. Carter believes our recommendations are appropriate. The only thing he would ask the court consider changing is that the start time for the intensive outpatient. He indicates that he is on SSI, which most of his money goes towards his Medicare and his rent, with very little left over. He likes some time to get his situation in place before he goes into the intensive outpatient treatment. How long would you need, a month or two?
Yeah, about a month or two would be good.
If the court would allow
I
that.
don't see where would be placing any time frame on that.
Sounds perfect, Judge. Well, he will get it done. Other than that, he asked the court to file a recommendation.
Is there anything you want to tell the court?
Yes, sir. I would like to apologize to the community and the court. I do realize that I made a poor decision. And I am remorseful for that. And I would like to say also that after watching the impact video, I would hate to be in the other person's shoes. It would be extremely devastating to me.
Court does acknowledge this is not a serious misdemeanor as defined by statute. However, does both grounds to depart from the presumption of a non-probationary sentence. The alcohol screening and assessment identifies intensive outpatient treatment, attendance at AA meetings, and abstinence from all intoxicants. Therefore, the court will follow the recommendation of probation for a probationary sentence with the stated rehabilitative goals to promote change, prevent recidivism, and to monitor compliance of recommended treatment. Therefore, the sentence of the court, I place you on probation for a period of 12 months. You are to pay $855 fines and costs, $100 prosecution recovery costs, $100 police agency recovery costs, $360 probation oversight fees. When can you get that paid?
I would need to make a payment plan, sir.
All right. Do you have anything today?
No, I do not.
Payment plan is arranged by probation. There should be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You are to complete intensive outpatient substance abuse treatment, including all recommended aftercare with status reports to probation. You're to attend one AA meeting per week with monthly verification to probation. You're to provide proof of victims impact panel attendance to probation. I'll continue the sober link for an additional 30 days in lieu of 4 days in jail. I want to make it very clear that I don't want any late tests.
Sir.
At all. If you've got windows that you can test in, you need to follow those.
Sir.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
I'll order 93 days in jail, credit 1, balance suspension.
Very much, Judge. That's good stuff. Pleasure you stop by probation.
Court calls case, People versus Jocelyn Karuna.
Towards the waiting room.
Before you get past.
I said that all wrong.
I'll
I'll be honest.
Okay.
Sorry, Judge. No. Ready, Judge. Torcio Feast, the first assistant public defender on behalf of Ms. Karuna. Please state your name for the record, ma'am.
Jocelyn Caruana.
Ah.
Because everybody said it wrong.
Yes.
Everybody.
Of course, Judge.
That's how everyone says it, though.
Yeah, okay, got it. All right, go ahead.
We have received the record. Our client would like us to indicate, convey her deepest remorse. She fully accepts responsibility for her actions. Let's prove herself and ensure she does not find herself in this position again. She recognizes that this same decision has had a significant ripple on her employment, housing, and many aspects of her personal life, and she is determined to put in the work necessary to move forward and avoid similar circumstances in the future, Your Honor. She asks that you follow the recommendation.
Ma'am, is there anything you want to tell the court before I impose sentence?
Yes, Your Honor. I would just like to say, as was mentioned, because of my actions, I have experienced a domino effect that has entirely disheveled my life. As someone who is diagnosed with panic, anxiety, I understand that this situation could have caused a lot of damage and maybe even worse to somebody. I just want to apologize to the court and anyone who might have been affected by my actions. And That's it, Your Honor. I apologize.
All right. Court does acknowledge it's not a serious misdemeanor as defined by statute. However, believes there are reasonable grounds to depart from the presumption of a non-probationary sentence. The alcohol screening and assessment identifies the benefit of outpatient treatment, attendance at AA meetings, and abstinence from all intoxicants. Court will follow the recommendation of probation for a probationary sentence with stated rehabilitative goals to promote change, prevent recidivism, and monitor compliance of recommendations. Therefore, the sentence of the court, you are placed on probation for a period of 12 months. You are to pay $855 fines and court costs, $100 prosecution recovery costs, $100 police agency recovery costs, $360 probation oversight fees. When can you get that paid?
I'm hoping as soon as possible, Your Honor, before the end of my probation term. I currently have no employment as I'm working on it. I do fortunately have a brother who's able to help me a little bit. So,
what I will do is, we'll set up a payment plan as arranged by probation so you can get this paid off. All right. It's probably going to have to be sooner than 12 months, but we'll do it.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. There should be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by. Here to complete outpatient substance abuse treatment, including all aftercare recommendations with status reports for probation. You are to attend one AA meeting per week with monthly verification for probation. Provide proof of victims impact panel attendance to probation. I will continue to scram tether for an additional 30 days in lieu of 4 days in jail. I'll order 93 days in jail. Credit 1, the balance is suspended. All right.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Take care.
Thank you, you too.
Court calls the case. People versus Zeke Church.
Your Honor, good morning to you and the staff. Vincent Hayes, appearing with and on behalf of Mr. Church, who's present to my right.
Yes. All right. Go ahead.
Mr. Church, can you state your name for the record?
Zeke Church.
Your Honor, today's the date and time set for sentencing in this matter. I did have occasion to review the report and recommendation with Mr. Church. No corrections, additions, or deletions, just brief allocution.
Go ahead,
Your Honor. Your Honor, clearly this was an aberration. Mr. Church has no criminal history whatsoever. To his credit, he has, I think, addressed what may not have necessarily been the underlying issue in this particular case, but some personal items that I think will absolutely benefit him moving forward. 42 years of age. I think he is in a great position, given his current situation with his wife and given his situation being fully employed with stable income, to be able to move forward with this recommendation and with the things that are contained in the recommendation. He's going to complete Rivers Bend. It was not something that he was ordered to do, but something that he proactively sought to do. He'll maintain his counseling. The fines and costs are, of course, reasonable and things that I would imagine he could probably take out at this point, or certainly within the term of the probation. And everything else really seems to be in line with what anybody else should be doing, which is staying out of trouble and not finding themselves in the court system. So with that in mind, Judge, I'm asking that you effectively adopt the recommendation, perhaps lower it to a 3 to 6 month term, because I do believe he can complete all these things in that time period. I'm sorry.
Perfect.
Oh,
good. Everything's good. Looks good, Judge. Probation did a great job. Did all that stuff. Then judgment, will you get both?
We're short of the term.
No, go ahead.
That's all I've got, Your Honor.
All right. Okay. Sir, is there anything you want to tell the court before I oppose that?
Yeah, I'd like to apologize for my actions. I've done a lot recently to better myself, sign up for an IOP, seeing therapist, psychiatrist, and substance abuse doctor. I plan continuing this into the future. I'm sorry.
The sentence of the court, I am going to place you on 9 months prosecutor deferred sentence. Pay $425 fines and court costs, $270 probation and oversight fees. When can you get that paid, sir?
Today.
Thank you. Pay that today. There's to be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You are to complete intensive outpatient substance abuse treatment at River Bend, including all recommended aftercare with status reports to probation. There's to be no contact with Xander, Schrader, or Kara Everden, directly or indirectly. No assaultive or threatening or intimidating behavior. You're not to go to BIG on Carpenter Road in Pittsfield Township. We'll set a review hearing that is be held on January 13, 2027, 9 a.m. Order 90 days in jail. That is suspended.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls case People versus Trevor Howard.
Ready, Judge? So please the first assistant public defender on behalf of Mr. Trevor Howard, who I believe is present on Zoom, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Howard, can you unmute and state your name, please, sir?
Oh, you pushed the wrong button? Oh,
no.
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
There we go.
There
I figured it out.
Oh, state your name.
Oh, Trevor Howard.
All right.
Thank you. Mr. Howard, there were no additions, deletions, or corrections. Mr. Howard is acting at the court file the recommendation, please.
Sir, anything you want to say before I impose that?
I don't think so. Other than, I'm remorseful for my actions and hope I can get everything figured out and go on with life.
All right. Sentence of the court. $125 statutory fee, $100 prosecution recovery cost, $100 police agency recovery cost. When do you think you can get that paid, sir?
Can I do a payment plan? Because I'm on paying 14 or 15 A1 or 15 district court too. So
he's on probation at 15th district court as well.
I don't care if he's no. Anyway, all right. Payment plan is arranged by I'll order 93 days credit, 77 days served. The balance is suspended. All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck, Mr. Howard.
Thank you.
Court calls the case. People versus Jessica Williams. Good counsel's in Zoom.
Good morning, Your Honor. Justin Zeta appearing on behalf of Ms. Williams. President consents to appear via Zoom. Ms. Williams, can you state your name?
Jessica Williams.
All right, go ahead.
Your Honor, date and time set for sentencing. We did have an opportunity to review the PSI report. We believe it to be factually accurate, no additions, corrections, deletions. Just by way of allocution, Your Honor, if I may, Ms. Williams is before you on her first and what I expect to be her only criminal offense. I know you hear that often, but when you look at her story throughout this PSI, it's one of resilience and perseverance. She was in an incredibly dark place at the time of this incident, both from a mental health standpoint, from a substance abuse standpoint, but she essentially lifted herself up from her own bootstraps and got herself out of hell. And she did that through proactive measures with interventional treatment, counseling, therapy. It wasn't easy, but she did it. And I think that's reflected within the PSI report that she was able to overcome some of these issues that she was dealing with, and she's in an extremely better spot as it stands today before you. But understanding that she has to take accountability for her actions, there's no excuse for her actions on the date of the incident. None of that is to provide the justification, but more just as context as to where she was at in her life. But again, please report that she's in a much, much better spot. I see that the recommendations for fines and costs, I think that's appropriate. We'd ask the court to adopt it. I know Ms. Williams has some things she wants to tell the court as well.
All right. Williams, what would you like to tell?
Sorry, I'm nervous. Foremost, I
Okay,
just want to.
me too. You're all right. Don't worry.
Okay, foremost, Your Honor, I just want to apologize. I mean, this incident was extremely out of character for me, and as my attorney said, I was definitely in a very dark point in my life. But since then, I have successfully completed outpatient treatment for alcohol use and co-occurring disorders. I reconnected with my sponsor. I've been attending meetings and working the steps. I'm almost 6 months sober, and so that's been good.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I am returning to classes, graduate classes, next week, and I'm gonna formally reapply to return to grad school. And I'm looking at full-time job offers so I can contribute to the community again in my field, which is biomedicine and healthcare. In the meantime, I'm still tutoring and yeah, trying to contribute to the community the best I can. Yeah, I'm extremely apologetic. I honestly, I respect first responders so much. So immediately after the incident, I wanted to make sure I did everything in my power to make sure this would never happen again.
How's it feel being sober that long?
Oh, it feels great.
Does
I
it?
can't believe I drank before. Yeah.
That is fantastic to hear. And you said you're going to get yourself enrolled back in school?
Yeah, so right now I'm just taking classes. So I'm looking into getting into applied math. But before
For
I was in a
God's sakes,
PhD,
why? But that's okay. No, go ahead.
before I was in a PhD program for cellular and molecular pathology at U of M. So
I don't even
working
know what
on
that
it's like cancer research.
is.
We're trying
Okay, thank you.
we're trying to make cancer research faster and better.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right, man.
And so I'm trying to get into now a little bit more of math, which is using AI to actually make it cheaper for patients. I want to keep that part. Patient care is the priority.
That is when I was reading over this report, then I hear what your counsel said, and then I heard what you said about where you've been and where you are now. I'm extremely impressed, young lady.
Thank you.
You're for some reason, maybe you had to end up in that dark place, maybe to realize really what your potential is.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
So-
I'm grateful every day to be here. So be here, be sober, and I feel like good things are coming if I stay on this track for sure.
Well, I'll tell you what. I believe that great things are coming for you. And a lot of times when I meet people, they think that I don't really want to see them. But when I'm listening to you, I consider myself blessed just to hear and read part of your story.
Thank you.
All right.
That means a lot.
You keep all of the great things going. Lady, here's what I'm going to do because I really don't think, and counsel said I hear it a lot, but I don't think you'll be back before the court at all.
No, I like to follow rules.
Yeah, me too. All right. Here's what I'm going to do, though. It's a sentence of the court that I'm going to sentence you to $425. I'm going to waive 300 of that. I'm going to give you credit for your 6 months of sobriety. So you're just going to need to pay the statutory minimums, which is $125, and then
Okay.
90 days of jail. Credit one, the balance suspended, and follow the best into the future, young lady.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very
so
much, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Kelton Martin.
Morning, Judge. Court shall feast the first assistant public defender on behalf of Mr. Martin, who is approaching the podium. Oh. I'm sorry. Attorney, I carry out the rule.
Wow.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Chinazi Kiriakin-Rui on behalf of Mr. Kelton Martin. Mr. Martin, state your name for the record.
Kelton Martin. Sit down. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I've had an opportunity to speak with Mr. Martin. The PSI changed it to the court. And we ask that the court adopt the recommendation for probation.
Mr. Burton, anything you want to tell the court before I impose sentence?
Anything you want to tell the court?
Oh, no, thank you.
All right. Sentence of the court. You're to place you on probation for a period of 12 months. You're to pay $505 fines and court costs, $360 probation oversight fees. When can you pay that?
So, Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Martin. He indicates that he's currently not working right now. He does contracting and landscaping, but he's hoping that the weather will break soon enough so that he can get out and start doing some more work. It ain't happening.
I don't know what's going on with this weather, but I can't bank on that.
So he would need a payment plan or some type of consideration on the.
Payment plan as arranged by probation.
Okay.
No use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance will be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You are to complete the Beyond Barriers program or a comparable program. There's to be no assaultive, threatening, or intimidating behavior. You are not to possess any weapons, firearms, ammunition, or anything fashioned to be a weapon. I'm going to order that you report to probation on next 2026 at 2 p.m. in person, then as directed. I'll order 365 days in jail. Credit 6 days. The balance is suspended. All right. Thank you.
Oh, Your Honor, one last thing. Yeah, I'm here. I know. My client indicates currently
that canvas.
No way. For a notice. I should not actually write the date.
Are you going to be here tomorrow too?
I am, Judge.
This is wrong. I should only have to go 1 day. This is going to be 2 days.
You got to play the lottery this week, Judge.
No. Go hide. What's your one more thing?
One more thing, Judge. Mr. Martin states that he has a tether on his ankle.
Yes, he does.
So the recommendation is silent to that. So I wasn't sure if the court was ready to have the tether removed. He has been, my understanding is compliant. He indicates that he's currently on probation in circuit court right now as well. And I don't believe he's had any issues on that probation either.
Did they order the tether also or no?
You know, circuit court.
Circuit.
They didn't order anything. Like from the beginning, no drug test.
When you got the tether on, who put it on? Who put the tether on? Here.
Is it here? Ms. Polera, did you have a?
Your Honor, we'll defer to the court as to the decision with that. I'm sorry, Mr. Martin did, do his PSI appointment and, he had, what he has to, so probation has no objection should the court decide to have that.
I'm in court right now.
Indicate he can have his tether removed April 16th after his appointment with probation.
Okay.
The next day. Okay.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. Okay, you also. Don't forget to say.
Take care. Court calls the case, People versus Sean McGraw.
Ready, Judge? Court shall cease to first assistant public defender on behalf of Mr. Sean McGraw.
State your name, sir.
Sean McGraw.
Thank you, Judge. Looks like we have spoken to Mr. McGraw, reviewed the report. There were no additions, deletions, or correction. Only thing to note is that Mr. McGraw did indicate that he can pay the fines and costs in full today. However, I assume the court would prefer him apply that to the restitution first. So that will be about $555, Your Honor. He can pay.
Pardon?
So that's $555 he can pay today.
Got it.
It'll be Friday.
It'll be Friday, you said?
Yeah, I tried to come up there and pay it before, but they told me I couldn't.
You couldn't do it? I know. All right. Okay. Anything you want to say, sir, before I impose sentence?
No.
All right. Sentence of the court, $555 fines and costs, $768.41 restitution to Walmart payable through the court. So on Friday, you can pay how much, sir?
All of it.
Oh, the whole thing?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll indicate that that's to be paid by, is that the 10th? All right. You're to pay it by April 10th. Okay. Remember that the restitution we have to have in cash.
I'm gonna give it all in cash. The whole thing.
Okay. I just have to make sure it's in cash because otherwise you can't take it. Okay. All right. And then I'll order 365 days in jail that is suspended. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Court calls case, People versus Reese Palmer. Okay.
Ready, Judge. Court shall feast the first on behalf of Mr. Palmer. State your name for the record, sir.
Reese Palmer.
Thank you, Judge. Check the entire civil sentencing in this matter. My understanding is Mr. Palmer did not complete his PSIR. Looks like he's indicating he has cancer. He was in chemo treatments in the hospital and he missed his appointment. It appears that the recommendation from Ms. Pilar is that this matter be reset so he can get his assessment, his probation appointment complete. I'd ask the court to please follow that recommendation.
Yes, as a violation report. First provision corrections.
Okay. Obviously, Judge, the same situation with the cancer, Your Honor, him being in the hospital with his chemo. I think Mr. Palmer, you understand you have to report.
Yes, I do.
You understand? If you don't report, they'll put you back to custody.
Okay, I will report.
So that's what judge is gonna, if he allows you to, that's gonna want you to do. Make sure you do that, okay?
Yes, I will. My health home provider brought me here today. I'm under real strict things about coming outside with this chemo right now. But my body has been responding.
On both of these cases, I'm going to refer the defendant to probation for a pre-sentence investigation and report. I'll set an in-person probation appointment for April 17, 2026, 2 p.m. at the probation department. I'll adjourn his sentencing to April 29, 2026 at 12 p.m.
Thank you, Judge.
I don't, is there going to be a reason I need him to report over?
Your Honor, yeah, and that's what I was just gonna clarify with you. Does he need to report to community?
No, I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna do anything on that letter.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge. All right, make sure you see Ms. Pilar in person on April 17th.
April 17th.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Should be your card. Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Court does call the case People versus Jack Sanders.
Court shall feast the first assistant public defender on behalf of Mr. Jack Sanders, who appears to be present on Zoom, Your Honor. Mr. Saunders or Sanders, please state for the record.
State your name, sir.
Jack Lee Saunders. Sorry, I couldn't get the button to work.
No, it's okay. I could see you working on it. All right.
It's a new phone.
Looks like we have received the probation report. Viewed it. There were no addition to it. One correction was his phone number. I did provide that to your staff. Other than that, Your Honor, the records all seem appropriate, and Mr. Saunders is asking the court to please follow the recommendations.
Sir, anything you want to say before I impose sentence?
No, sir. I apologize. Sorry to be in this situation. My plan is not to ever be in this situation again.
Sentence of the court, 18 months probation. You're to pay $555 fines and costs, $540 probation oversight fee. When can you pay that, sir?
Well, I see Miss Polera on the 15th. I want to set up a plan then with her.
Payment plan as arranged by probation. There's to be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You're to complete a substance abuse assessment, follow all treatment recommendations with status reports to probation. You're to continue mental health services through CMH, follow all recommended care, including medication protocol. There's to be no assault or threatening or intimidating behavior on your part. You are not to possess any weapons, firearms, ammunition, or anything fashioned to be a weapon. I will continue the scram tether at this time. You are to report to probation April 15, 2026, 1 p.m. Then you're to report as directed. I'll order 365 days in jail, credit 57. The balance is suspended. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls the case, People versus Ashley Shepard.
Where the Judge Torshall Feaster, First Assistant Public Defender Ashley Shepard, who's coming and standing to my right at the podium. Record.
Ashley Marie Shepherd.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Day and time for sentencing in this matter. We have reviewed the report with Ms. Shepard. There were not substantial any additions, deletions, or corrections, Your Honor. She did indicate that Ms. Shepard did bring her medications, which I believe she has a bag of, in case she is taken into custody today. She's remorseful for her actions. I believe that there's a recommendation for her to serve 4 days. By statute, she'd be asking the court to consider not doing those 4 days, but she understands that the court may have its hands tied as a result of the statute. She does have a minor child, a 3-year-old son that she is the sole provider for, and she will home to provide for that child, as well as having limited resources for help. That include the only person she has, I believe, is her aunt, who has her own situations that may make it difficult for her to maintain taking care of her child. But she understands the court has to do what the court has to do, but she'd ask the court to follow the recommendation aside from the 4 days.
And Teresa Claire on behalf of probation, Your Honor, I just wanted to update the court when I provided my recommendation to the court. Ms. Shepard had not downloaded her Scram Tether since February 19th. She did get in yesterday to get that downloaded. And they provided a report to the court, so there's been no violations on it. So I wanted to update the court with it.
All right. Anything you want to say, ma'am, before I impose sentence?
I'd like to say that I am truly very sorry for my actions that I did. I did 6 years in the penitentiary back in 2021, and from 2015 to 2021. It definitely did turn my life around, but while I was in there, my mother, my father, my grandma, my grandpa, and my brother all passed away on me at that time when I got released. I was doing great, and it came around Christmas time. I was going through postpartum depression, and I chose to make a very, very bad choice. I haven't used alcohol since that day, nor prior to that day, and I am truly just so sorry for this. This has made a mistake. It's hurting me. It's hurting my aunt that, she's diabetic, who's now going to have to try and take care of my son while I do this. And I'm truly, truly, truly sorry. I'm willing to jump hoops to do what I got to do to make this right.
All right. Court does acknowledge this is not a serious misdemeanor as defined by statute. However, it does believe there are reasonable grounds to depart from the presumption of a non-probationary sentence. The alcohol screening and assessment identifies the benefit of outpatient treatment, attendance at AA meetings, and abstinence from all intoxicants. Therefore, the court will follow the recommendation of probation with the stated rehabilitative goals to promote change, prevent recidivism, and to monitor compliance of recommended treatment. So therefore, the sentence of the court, I'm going to place you on probation for a period of 24 months. You are to pay $1,255 fines and court costs, $100 prosecution recovery costs, $100 police agency recovery costs, and $720 probation oversight fees. When do you think you can get that paid, ma'am?
I can start paying that as of tomorrow.
How much?
But when I can give you guys $100 tomorrow.
Let's do this. $100. I'll make that payable by April 30th. And then a payment plan as directed by probation. Understood?
Yes, sir.
There should be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance subject to random testing as requested by probation. You're to complete outpatient substance, including all and follow all recommendations, including aftercare recommendations with status reports to probation. You're to attend one AA meeting per week with monthly verification to probation. You're to provide proof of the victim's impact panel attendance to probation. I will continue to scram tether until there's proof of outpatient treatment, and that is provided to probation. Pursuant to the statute, I have to order what I'm going to order, 365 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 1 day that you served. You are remanded to serve an additional 4 days, then the balance will be suspended. Defendant is.
My thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Jared Taylor.
Ready, Judge. Court shall feast the first assistant public defender on behalf of Jared Taylor.
Jared Taylor.
Your Honor, it looks like we did talk to Mr. Taylor yesterday.
How'd they go?
Yeah, Jared Taylor.
Oh, he's here.
Yeah.
Looks like
Can you
he's
hear
on the
me?
phone.
It's a phone. Yeah.
I don't know. If, I guess I need to request an adjournment, Your Honor, to get it on Zoom.
Sir, you need to.
Yeah.
I gotta
Yeah.
have you on. I've got to lay eyes on you before I sentence you.
Oh, wow. I called the court yesterday and they told me that this is what I needed to do.
I don't know who told you that, but that wasn't the right instruction if they told you that. So what I'm going to do, I'm not mad
They
at
gave
you.
me
or
the.
anything. Hang on.
Okay.
I'm going to
Okay.
adjourn this to, what's my next date, 29th?
Yes.
April 29th, 2026 at noon. All right, speak to your attorneys and they'll figure out how to get you on Zoom, okay?
Yes, sir. Sir, can I possibly, I got mobility issues, but I think I can make it in. Can I just come in? If I can make it?
Sir, let's just listen, okay? You can do it
Okay.
that way. You're always welcome to come in. But, if you have problems getting out, then we'll work with you. Okay? But either way.
Because the thing is, I never learned how to do these phones, and I never learned how to do the phones. Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Oh, you're right up on international, right?
Correct. But also, too, Judge, I just moved. I moved over on Clark and LaForge, and I was gonna. I haven't talked to the probation department yet. Well, I did talk to them a couple of days ago. She called me, and but the way the conversation went, I think I told her I moved, but I wasn't able to give her the address yet.
Okay, it's all right, Mr. Taylor. Just listen. Whatever way works out best for you, either to come in or figure out a way to get you on Zoom. All right, whatever works better for you. Okay.
Thank you much.
Yeah. All right. You take care.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Court calls the case versus Earl Vaughn.
Ready, Judge. Court shall feast the first assistant public defender on behalf of Mr. Gerald Vaughn.
I'm here. He's there. Mr. Vaughn, state your name.
Gerald Vaughn.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. It appears that Mr. Vaughn, that he did email a copy of there were no additions, deletions, or corrections. Looks like he did email a copy of his VIP certificate to the probation department. He is asking that Your Honor file the recommendation.
All right. Do we have the certificate?
Checking.
Okay. All right. Mr. Vaughn, anything you want to say before I impose sentence?
Other than I just want to get this behind me, and I am truly sorry for my actions. No, Your Honor.
Court does acknowledge this is not a serious misdemeanor as defined by statute. However, it does believe there are reasonable grounds to depart from the presumption of a non-probationary sentence. The alcohol screening and assessment identifies the benefit of early intervention, attendance at AA meetings, and abstinence from all intoxicants. Therefore, the court will follow the recommendation of probation for a probationary sentence with the stated rehabilitative goals to promote change, prevent recidivism, and to monitor compliance of recommended treatment. Therefore, the sentence of the court, you are placed on probation for a period of 9 months. You're to pay $855 fines and court costs, $100 prosecution recovery cost, $100 police agency recovery cost, and $270 probation oversight fees. When can you pay that, sir?
I would ask to talk to my probation officer about a payment plan if possible.
Have anything today that you're going to be able to pay?
No, sir.
Payment plan is arranged by probation. There should
Thank
be of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drug. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. Critical alcohol highway safety education program. You're to attend 1A meeting per week with monthly verification to probation. You are to provide proof of the victim's impact panel attendance to probation, which I think has been provided. 93 days in jail, credit 1, balance suspended.
In this emotional courtroom moment, the defendant speaks directly to the judge with deep regret for the choices that led them back into court. They explain that they previously served 6 years in prison, and during that time their life changed dramatically. While incarcerated, they lost several close family members, including their mother, father, grandparents, and brother, which had a lasting emotional impact. After being released, they tried to rebuild their life, but during a difficult period around Christmas, they say they were struggling with postpartum depression and made a decision they now deeply regret. The defendant tells the court that the mistake has caused pain not only for themselves, but also for their family, especially their aunt who is diabetic and may now have to care for their child while they deal with the legal consequences. They insist that they have not used alcohol since that day and take full responsibility for what happened. In closing, they apologize sincerely to the court and promise they are willing to do whatever is required, treatment, programs, or other conditions, to make things right and prove they can move forward in a better direction. Question: do you think judges should give second chances when someone shows genuine remorse? If you enjoy real courtroom stories like this, like the video and subscribe for more courtroom moments.